Hi, I'm Michael Lasky, founder of themastercleanse.org and author of Zero to Master Cleanser. I help people to lose weight fast using a cleansing diet so that they can change some bad habits. This helps them to have more energy, increased confidence, and a fresh, clear mindset so that they can live the active lives and feel great at last like they deserve. In the next 60 seconds, you will know exactly how to do the Master Cleanse. Now, when I say lose weight fast, I don't mean you should focus on an unhealthy starvation diet or gimmicks or pills or surgery because of a misplaced desire for rapid weight loss. Although it is true that as a reduction diet, the Master Cleanse is beyond compare, with up to 2 pounds of fat per day dissolving away. I say that because the Master Cleanse is a fast. It's a juice fast. The juice is a lemonade made from fresh lemon juice, nutrient rich maple syrup, the master herb, cayenne pepper, and purified water. Combine these three superfoods into purified water and you have the perfect combination of energy, nutrients, and cleansing agents which make this cleanse the Master Cleanse. Let me repeat this because it's very important. This isn't a starvation diet. It's liquid food, like an internal intravenous solution designed for a specific purpose to rest your digestive system while giving your body substantial energy and nutrients so that your body has the substances and the time it needs to concentrate on repair rather than constantly being bombarded with Big Macs, cheesy puffs, donuts, and beer. Each glass of the lemonade has 113 calories, and you should drink 6 to 18 glasses per day for 10 days. So each day you get up to 2,034 calories, which is around the average recommended intake for calories. The lemonade is both the food and the wash cycle of this cleansing diet. And like any cleansing routine, first we need to wash and then we need to rinse or flush, as the case may be. Since no fiber is quote unquote eaten, we need to create an elimination movement, and we do that with a herbal laxative tea each night before bed. In the morning, we eliminate the waste that our body is removing every single day that we are resting our digestive system. What sounds like a little unpleasant to talk about is really the empowering part, which enables us to feel great. You will be amazed how much, to put it bluntly, crap that continues to be removed days after you last ate any typical solid food. Now, ending the Master Cleanse is also very important. We must ease out by slowly introducing more complex foods to your digestive system over the course of 3 days. Starting with orange juice on day 1, juices and soups on day 2, and living foods on day 3, which is just salads, fruits, and veggies. The 14 days of the Master Cleanse experience truly are life-changing for many people fortunate enough to attempt and successfully become a Master Cleanser. And since my first Master Cleanse in 2004, and since launching themastercleanse.org in 2007, I have helped thousands of people lose weight fast. I love to help people because I know that there's more to understand than what I just told you if you're to be successful and become a master cleanser. You need to know some secrets to success and some mistakes you must avoid if you don't want to be like the 98% who fail the master cleanse. Like I did when I first did the master cleanse 6 years ago. Back in 2004, I had reached the point. Like maybe you have too, which is perhaps why you're watching this video today. I had reached the point where I just knew that I had to make a change in my life. I knew that I needed to make a change in my health, and specifically with my eating habits and lifestyle habits. When you're at this point, maybe you've had the same problems as I did, which brought me to what I call the point of will return. You've heard of the point of no return. Well, this is the point where you've decided you will come back. Maybe you've reached a point where you feel addicted to the unhealthy foods that you're eating. Maybe you're addicted to other substances like drugs. Consider nicotine and caffeine. Those are powerful drugs. Maybe you're also addicted to your thoughts, and that's why you continue to eat poorly. As you age, maybe your health is beginning to show a little more than you would like it to. Perhaps you're becoming more aware of the toxic environment that we live in each day. Or maybe you're overwhelmed by the misinformation and the hype sales of almost everything out there. You know you need a change, but perhaps you lack the will to change today. And worse yet, you might feel unsupported by an old system that's not working for you, a system built on pills and surgery. When I look at this list, I'm reminded of what my dad always used to say to me. He would say, Michael, it all comes down to habits. When I first did the Master Cleanse in 2004, I was struggling with my habits, bad habits. Bad habits like French fries and cheeseburgers and sugary drinks full of empty calories that I would just end up pouring in alcohol to go with it. I was chewing tobacco and I was even smoking cigarettes. Now, don't get me wrong, I enjoyed my life, maybe a little too much, in fact. My lifestyle as a couch potato gave me my ability to play guitar. I had hours on end to strum away. I was also able to pick up a few other skills at the same time. And I still love my treats in life, like beer and cookies, in no particular order. But something was off. My life was changing, and as I got older, I wasn't happy about a lot of it. You see, I used to be a hockey player for the greater part of my adult life, which is probably where I picked up most of these bad habits. And I was a pretty good hockey player too. That's me on the right. I even had the privilege of playing for my country, the Canadian men's national hockey team. But as life would have it, it wasn't long before I was goofing around and playing in a beer league back home. Eventually, those habits caught up to me. I went from eating exactly what I should to be an elite athlete and working out regularly, to a lifestyle of too much food, too many drinks, and too many parties. It didn't take long for me to go from lean and mean to round and goofy. I guess I'm always going to be a little goofy. Worse yet, when I wasn't partying, I was working a lot, and that meant being hunched over a computer. My belly was getting bigger and my muscles were getting weaker, and soon my devolution was complete. I had become a hunched over computer guy in just a few short years. Except this guy still has a six pack. I had a keg. That's more like it. Aches and pains started to mount. Sore back, sore neck, pesky coughs, and persistent colds. But the belly was the worst. I like being trim and fit and light and active, and I simply wasn't anymore. So I know how it feels. Now, being an athlete who had always been conscious of my physical body, I was becoming increasingly aware of the ideas of cleansing and detox. So when I stumbled across my friend who had a strange orange colored bottle of liquid beside his desk one day, I asked him about it, and thus began my Master Cleanse experience. He told me about the lemons and the maple syrup and the cayenne and the purified, and I said, "You are crazy." I said, "What about protein?" Even though I think I meant meat. More specifically, I meant bacon. Bacon. After all, I knew what I was talking about. I was a pro athlete. I knew how important protein was. And then I said, what about nutrients, even though I think I meant potatoes? More specifically, I meant French fries. French fries. Supersize. Poutine. Of course, I knew the road to health and fitness was paved with a good diet. That's the foundation. And naturally, exercise is critical too. I mean, after all, I had been training for the better part of my life and had been in better shape than 99% of the entire world. I thought I knew just about everything. But that crazy spicy lemonade got me thinking that just maybe I didn't even know what I didn't know. So I set out to find out. Being an internet professional, what did I do? I Googled it. And I learned that when you're doing a detox diet, you're not trying to build muscle after all. So not much protein is actually needed. And much of it can be made by the body. It gets synthesized internally from existing amino acids already present in the body. Then I Googled nutrients. It wasn't hard to discover just how deficient almost everybody's diets are today in vital nutrients like vitamin A, C, D, E, calcium, magnesium, and zinc. From A to zinc, as the saying goes. So when you look at the fact that the average diet is deficient in all of these nutrients, and the Master Cleanse is actually significant or proficient in all of these nutrients, The fact that the Master Cleanse is deficient in some made it easy to realize that a temporary trade off or variation in nutrients is probably easy for my body to accommodate. I continued to research as much as I could, and it led me to some very interesting topics like toxin. It was bad enough that I was getting toxins in my beloved junk food and vices that I had built up over the last several years of party and pleasure. But toxins here too? Seriously? Seriously. Here are some seriously toxic additives that are included in so much of our diet today: nitrates, mercury, radioactive material, fluoride. Trust me, guys, it's not for your teeth. Plastics, bisphenol A, chemical contaminants, artificial sweeteners and colors, heavy metals, pesticides from non-stick coatings, arsenic, antibiotics, growth hormones, hydrogenated oils. I suggest you Google the Dirty Dozen and the Clean 15 the next time you go produce shopping. So, okay, we all know that people ingest toxins, and lots of them. And I also know that they make people sick. So I kept researching. I researched the word cleanse, and I found millions of results. 50 million results for cleansing. So many cleanses: detox cleanse, colon cleanse, juice cleanse, weight loss cleanse, natural cleanse. Perhaps the Master Cleanse was the cleanse to rule them all. In any case, surely a lot of people think a lot about cleansing. When I Googled the Master Cleanse, there wasn't a lot of usable information around at that time. There was no traditionally published books on the subject, except the inventor's original self-published book, which I couldn't find. The Master Cleanser, the original script written by Stanley Burroughs, the inventor, almost 70 years ago, and published in the 70s, was very hard to find. I did happen to find a republishing of this really obscure book called Cleansing or Surgery. And this was long before Peter Glickman came out with his first traditionally published book, and well before Tom Lishan came out with his The Complete Master Cleanse. And definitely way before I interviewed Tom and Peter and went through my 9 cleanses and documented my experience and the experiences of thousands of cleansers on the mastercleanse.org. And it was definitely before this book dropped onto the scene, Zero to Master Cleanser. So I grabbed my lemons, my maple syrup, my cayenne pepper, and my source of purified water, and I did my first cleanse. And I did it wrong. It was an epic failure. I cheated on day 4, I quit on day 6, and I broke the cleanse wrong. It wasn't pretty. And even though I didn't know at the time exactly what I had done wrong, I was a believer in the idea that success comes from failure. And so I researched some more, I rearmed myself with a few new pieces of critical information, and I tried again a few months later. And this time, success! During the 10 days of my first successful Master Cleanse, I was able to lose 15 pounds. And during the course of the cleanse and after the cleanse, I felt like I had loads of energy, lots of extra energy. My skin looked rejuvenated. People were complimenting on the way I looked. They said I looked younger and healthier and glowing, and my skin looked great. I lost 4 inches on the pinch, both on the front of my belly and the side of my belly. But more importantly, I had a positive outlook on life, on everything. I had this clarity of mind, the cleanser's high that everybody talks about. So what did I do different? What did I learn that helped me succeed where I failed the first time? Well, let me give you that in a minute, because I am going to give you a list of the biggest mistakes most newbie cleansers make and how you can avoid them so you won't experience the negative failure I did when I first did the Master Cleanse. I have learned these secrets because over the last 7 years, I have dug deeper into the Master Cleanse topic than most people on the planet. In those 7 years, what the Master Cleanse has done for me has been remarkable. I've lost 20 pounds down from 215. I had a playing weight of 245 at one point to under 195 and closer to my natural body weight. I kept that off over 7 years. And I maintain a range between cleanses, which is a really important concept, of about 10 pounds. It's natural to swing. You're not always one weight, and so you want to have a healthy swing range. I'm rarely sick, and when I am, it's light and gone in a day. I crave healthy foods like juices and salads and smoothies, even though frankly, I still crave the other foods as well. And now I am an 8-time master cleanser and in the best shape of my life. I'm 38 years old and cleansing every 9 months and surfing every chance I get. Now, the master cleanse is not only about what you lose during the cleanse, it's also about what you gain. Here are some of the benefits reported by the thousands of people who have done the master cleanse. There's an increased desire to eat healthy foods, both going into and during and after the master cleanse. There's an increased awareness of healthy food choices, an increased awareness of social pressure to eat. Now, focus on that word awareness for a second because it's critical. The master cleanse raises your personal awareness. There's an increased awareness of the psychological dependency we have on food. There's an increased confidence to accomplish the impossible. After all, you can choose to not eat. That seems impossible to most people. There's an increased understanding that the norm, quote unquote, isn't always right. There's an increased energy and clarity of mind that comes with doing the cleanse. And also an increased ability to control oneself, to control one's ego, and to recognize one's pattern of behaviors. I learned so much from my experiences that after the third master cleanse, my first successful master cleanse, I built themastercleanse.org. From its humble beginnings when it was just 5 articles on what I thought I knew about the master cleanse, to being now the go-to community for both newbie cleansers and master cleansers alike. Themastercleanse.org now has had over 5 million visitors. That translates to over 100,000 subscribers of email and Facebook and Twitter and YouTube, RSS and comment subscriptions. And over 50,000 comments have been made on these properties. These are testimonials, it's advice, it's questions and answers, and support covering 5 essential topics to success. Through all of this, the community and I have realized how many people fail to start. We've understood why people fail and when they do. We've recognized what days are the hardest and how many people actually just love the master cleanse. We've learned things like how to get started properly and how to end the master cleanse properly. So critical to end it properly. And also, probably one of the most underestimated ideas about the master cleanse is how to live life after the cleanse. The master cleanse is a tool to transcend your life, to graduate to a new state of mind, a new way of living. But perhaps the single most important benefit I gained from my master cleanse experience was that I realized that the old way isn't working. Back in 2004, I resorted to the age-old tradition of asking people that I knew for advice and support from a handful of people who were close to me. But what I got back wasn't helpful at all, or supportive to say the very least. That's what we do, right? We ask our closest friends. We ask whoever happens to be around, who are the path of least resistance, to get some feedback. And I heard things like, "Are you crazy?" Like I said to my friend. And that can't be good for you. Or you're going to starve yourself. I also heard things like, "I'm thinking about that too." Or "I've heard of that. Maybe, yeah, I sure need a detox. That sounds interesting." And everybody seemed to have their own opinion. So what I decided I needed to find out was who thought what about things like fasting and cleansing. What did doctors think? What did scientists think? So I Googled fasting. And I found out that fasting is very common and even natural. Did you know that animals instinctively fast when they're sick? I also found out that although many doctors agree with these ideas, still it seems that many don't. Why? Why the divide in opinions? And what does that mean to me, to us? I concluded that fear is so common with people who don't understand what they don't yet know. And that makes sense, right? They hold so tightly to misconceptions just because it's all they've been exposed to. I call those people flatlanders. This brave new world centers around information and allows us to find the real experiences or testimonials, good or bad, about whatever we're searching for. And in those searches, it's obvious that not everyone agrees, not even close, not even doctors agree. I asked 4 doctors and I got 4 different opinions. One was very, very positive, loved it. The other one was neutral positive, that sounds alright. The other one was neutral negative, like, I don't know. And one was like, You are crazy, just like I said to my friend. So I say to you, ask your doctor. Ask them what they think about the Master Cleanse, but don't stop there. Drop into a clinic or two and ask other doctors. Ask your friends' doctors. Ask as many as you can. You're going to be surprised what you hear. Now take it a step further and survey a different segment of the population, one that isn't trained, quote unquote, to a world of reactive medicine through pills and surgery. Ask outside the medical establishment. Ask homeopaths and naturopaths. Ask energy healers. But most importantly, ask people with first-hand experience. People who have done the cleanse, which are really just like real-life experiments. The old way isn't working. The way of pills and surgery and treating symptoms and big pharma, insurance companies, profits, and the general lack of care in healthcare. The way of the world where if you're lucky enough to have healthcare, you're probably not lucky enough to have an enlightened, holistic, and dedicated professional who is proactively preventing your illness before it begins. What we usually get is an overworked, tired, and frankly broke general practitioner who doesn't have the time to both stay up to date with the enormous amount of new ideas and tactics and information, all while seeing patients and trying to do their best to have a life of their own. The focus is on treating disease or dis-ease when they should be focused on preventing it and maintaining a healthy state of being at ease or without disease. The new way is emerging. I call it self-care. People now use tools and knowledge at their disposal to fill the gap between what their doctors don't have time to do or their governments don't have the budget to provide. I became determined to search for, interview, and qualify my GP towards open-mindedness. I would make my own decisions and I would take back my power. I would not be helpless and at the whims of the health industry machine. Now, let me be clear. Get to know and trust your doctor. I'm not doctor bashing. What I'm saying is recognize your personal responsibility and recognize the new world. You can and should actively engage your own healthcare. Find out what you believe in and what works for you. Gather research, do due diligence, ask the right questions from the right people, and decide for yourself what's right for you. That's how I knew the Master Cleanse was a worthwhile experience. Through the hundreds of thousands of people who had done the cleanse and provided their detailed insights on their experiences day by day. And now I am here to share with you the culmination of these Master Cleanse experiences so that you can go from zero, newbie cleanser, to master cleanser and avoid the problems that cause so many to fail and miss the benefits of the Master Cleanse. Zero to Master Cleanser is more than how to do the Master Cleanse, although that is covered in detail, of course. But the focus is on the pitfalls and the problems that will cause you to struggle and even quit. Now you can become a Master Cleanser through the Zero to Master Cleanser book. This book covers the 11 secrets why 98% of people fail the Master Cleanse and how you can avoid them. And this bundle also includes the Master Cleanse Roadmap, which looks at what you're going to experience during the course of the Master Cleanse, and it follows the Master Cleanse day by day. This also includes Master Cleanse Me, or My Experience, which is really the Master Cleanse journal that covers 5 critical topics day by day over the course of the Master Cleanse so that you can really start to see the little surprises, the little ideas, the little benefits, the little joys, the little victories that occur during the Master Cleanse. Through the course of Zero to Master Cleanser, you're going to discover these secrets. You're going to discover things like how to assign value to the research you do from your perspective and recognizing others' perspectives so that you can determine for yourself what you believe to be true about the Master Cleanse, cleansing, fasting, and personal health. Understand the 4 special situations that might exclude you from doing the Master Cleanse so that you don't think that you can't do the cleanse and end up giving in to your own excuses. Learn how to set objectives properly so that you don't do this one counterproductive mistake that will actually cause you to lose less weight, fail the cleanse, and potentially develop an unhealthy relationship with cleansing and detox. You also learn how to pick the perfect time to do the master cleanse so that you won't be tempted to quit at unavoidable social events and daily life issues that need to be considered, like work schedules and taking care of your family. Learn how to develop your routine beforehand so that you won't find unexpected reasons to quit. The first day is the easiest to jump off the bandwagon. Having a system in place will keep you from quitting on day one. Learn about the types of people that you should absolutely not discuss your cleanse with and the people that you should, so that you can avoid dealing with people who don't support you. This cleanse has a really funny way of finding toxic people in your life, not just toxins in your diet. Then discover and consider awesome supplemental therapies to increase your detox and cleanse and weight loss and well being so you can maximize your cleansing experience and begin to master the art of cleansing. Then use this shopper's secret weapon to get everything you need delivered right to your door, even lemons, so that you don't fail to start because you think the ingredients are too hard to find, or run out unexpectedly during the middle of the cleanse, which has happened to me on my second attempt. Learn these 9 secret quote unquote cheats that will help you past the hardest moments during the cleanse so that you can get through those passing moments feeling strong and confident. And finally, how to do not only the strict master cleanse, or strict burrows as we call it, the inventor of the cleanse, but also the variations of the master cleanse so you can know what type of master cleanser you are. So you don't end up so far from the regimen that you might actually do yourself harm. And so much more. Your process from newbie cleanser to master cleanser starts at zero, but in no time you'll be ready to go and experiencing the benefits of losing weight and feeling great like these master cleansers. Paula Langton, one of our featured group cleansers from the New Year's Cleanse 2012. She says, I'm amazed at how this cleanse contributes to my overall health and not just weight loss. She says she's feeling so good physically and that her arthritis in her hands are gone, and she's happy to say that her pain and symptoms have drastically reduced. Just check out the comments on our Facebook page and on themastercleanse.org. They are almost all dramatically positive, and the ones that aren't are questions that arise from the common mistakes that newbie cleansers fall victim to. Fortunately for those on Facebook or the website, those questions are quickly answered by the helpful community. And fortunately for you, I am going to tell you right now what those common mistakes are, and more importantly, how you can avoid them. So here we go. These are the absolute top most common mistakes that cause 98% of the reasons why people fail to complete the master cleanse. Number one, starting the cleanse unprepared or not choosing the right time. These go hand in hand. You got to do your research. You got to get a book. You got to get a book or get some research from a viable, reliable source and understand what you're getting into. And then choose a right time. Not choosing a right time can easily cause you to fail in itself if you choose to cleanse the day or the week before a family reunion or Easter holidays. Also, choosing when to start during the week is critical. You want to accommodate your schedules, the weekends, the work days properly. Common mistake number 2 is not drinking the lemonade early enough in the morning. It's really easy to let the morning slip away without beginning to make your master cleanse. And next thing you know, an hour or two goes by and the shakes sneak up on you. And you know how you get irritable and angry when you're not eating or haven't eaten? You get that weak feeling. Well, it happens quicker, faster, and more dramatically on the master cleanse. You will not want to overcome that emotional obstacle. You will easily want to just grab a carrot or a cheeseburger or whatever you can to make that feeling go away. This leads into the third point, which is not making your lemonade fresh each glass and immediately. Make your lemonade as you need it. You have a feeling of lack of energy, some physical, psychological hunger, cravings. Make your glass of lemonade, drink it on the spot, drink some water after it. Make that lemon fresh. The freshness of the enzymes is critical to the cleanse. The next common mistake is very similar to the previous one, and that is not drinking enough lemonade during the day. When we say 6 to 18 glasses, 6 is on the low side, and you really should start at 12 and scale down or up from there. and you want to span them through the day so that you can drink exactly when you have those hunger moments. You must drink enough during the day. You will lose weight. Don't focus on losing weight. Focus on staying and feeling satiated or full or like you have enough energy. That's critical. You're better off to lose one less pound and complete the cleanse than fail the cleanse and therefore lose no pounds. The next common mistake is to not have a daily detox bowel movement. Now, we're not chewing food, we're not eating fiber, so we need to make a bowel movement happen to have the daily detox and the rinse and cleanse cycle move those toxins out of our body. If you're not detoxing daily with a bowel movement, all that is building up in you and you will have a toxic reaction. Now, you may have a toxic reaction anyway, a detox symptom, as the process of those toxins moving out of you. But don't tempt fate. Make sure you're having a movement each day. Make sure you do your laxative at night, which is mandatory, and your saltwater flush, which is optional, in the morning. The next common mistake is avoid going out without enough lemonade to last you for your trip, whether it's to work or to run to the grocery store. You may think you have a short trip to make and therefore not pack any lemonade. That can be a mistake. Next thing you know, you're at the grocery store and you're bought a bunch of groceries for the family. Then you're in the traffic and you're stuck and there's a box of crackers sitting beside you. It's very easy to give into that temptation when you have no other options before you. The next common mistake is taking advice from the ill-advised or the flatlanders or the fearmongers. Keep your cleanse to yourself. Keep your cleanse to your group of your inner circle. Learn to know who you can trust with what parts of your life. That's one of the important factors of the Master Cleanse. It really helps you reveal these aspects of your life. Learn to take advice from the people that you align with. And the final one, which seems pretty obvious, is giving in to psychological and emotional temptations. Well, duh, right? Don't eat or don't give in or don't quit. But the point I want to make here is that these psychological and emotional temptations are, for me, what the Master Cleanse is all about. And that is to take the opportunity to be aware of the fact that you will have psychological, emotional, and physical detox symptoms. You will have cravings. And what does that mean? Discover the patterns, discover the psychological need to go eat when somebody makes you feel bad, or discover the emotional reaction that you're having to an event that might cause you to want to go eat. Dig into this process and you will be empowered by those temptations rather than fearful of them. Now, talk about empowering. When you know that you absolutely can do the Master Cleanse, and now you know that these common mistakes are so easy to avoid, you can be empowered to do what you need to do next. And that is, you should decide right now that you are at your point of will return. Take action right now in a positive direction towards reclaiming your own personal power and reclaiming your at ease, your healthy body. Join the club of master cleansers that use superfoods and juices and nutrients and enzymes and their body's own natural ability to heal. In just 10 days, you can lose weight and feel great. You can get started right now by buying Zero to Master Cleanser. Click the active button to take that step towards losing weight and feeling great right now. But wait, so typical, you guessed it. The internet marketing obligatory bonus, but I want to give you guys everything you need to succeed. So I've bundled in an unadvertised bonus, and these are two awesome interviews with the Master Cleanse gurus, the first published gurus on the subject over the last 5 years, Peter Glickman and Tom Wolischin. These interviews are 150 minutes that cover the subjects of the 11 secrets of Zero to Master Cleanser and will truly add depth to your understanding of this material. And I got a second unadvertised bonus for you. I got 3 books bundled in here, and they're each valued at $17. And they are complementary and supplemental to the Master Cleanse. The first one is the Veggie Diet. Now, of course, we're trying to segue into more healthy eating. And looking at becoming a vegetarian is a viable option. You don't have to become a vegetarian, but adopt some of those principles, and this book will help you know how to do that. The next book, Zero to Yoga. Yoga might be the most beneficial supplemental therapy or activity you can do while on the Master Cleanse. This book is specifically written for the newbie yoga, and so a great complementary practice to do during your Master Cleanse experience. The last book is a superfood that I think is truly one of the best in the world, and that is green tea. This is the green tea diet, and it discusses the treatment of everything from headaches to depression and all the health benefits that green tea can provide you. So all that's bundled into the Zero to Master Cleanser bundle. The Zero to Master Cleanser bundle is on sale right now, and everything's included, and it's only $27. It's easily a $100 value that I put together for you that I know will help you get there. These are the steps that I've worked with thousands of people to become successful master cleansers and see these amazing results. I've included a 60-day, no questions asked, 100% money back guarantee. For whatever reason, whenever you want, just ask me for a refund and I'll get it right back to you. But I know you're not going to need it because this is truly a life-changing experience. So don't delay, take action right now, click the buy now button, and you'll get immediate access to this great material. Thanks so much. I'm Michael Lasky. Happy cleansing.